This is a tale of fire and ice, a story that ended up in disaster. Oh my god. With many things learnt along the way, it turns out fire does melt ice and wet plus chilled equals frozen. And no matter what the game is, it all leads to a stealth bound. However, on a mode in VG3 is tough, as one mistake can send you back to the main menu. What I didn't see coming was to be humbled in the most unexpected way. If I lose concentration, we're both left finding. Foreshadowing is a literary device. The hero of our adventure is Shadowkin, and she is joined by one other, willing companion. Hello, Truant, sweetie, do you want to introduce yourself?
I would love to introduce myself. Yes, I am the Truant. My character will be named Zonk.
My character's name is Shadowkin.
Yeah, Shadow Cute and Zonk. Who can forget that famous duo?
Shadowkin woke up on the Nautilon. It had been many 10 days since she had taken off her boots, and something had to be done. You might want some distance here, because the aromas do be pretty powerful.
This way.
My god, what kind of feet do that?
Only the Shadow feet do that, sweetie. Soon after, we were interrupted by Shadowheart's canonical girlfriend, Lazel. But unfortunately for her, this was a joy run. See you, bestie, bye. The joy had the first taste of combat.
That was a lot of damage. That poor imp never saw it coming.
Wait, 2 crits in a row? Confused to how Shadowheart managed to crit twice, we started searching for a logical answer, naturally arriving at the conclusion that every pair of shoes had an additional 10% crit chance.
That checks out. Here, let me give you my pair too.
The pair reached the control room, and without any hesitation, Zonk ran straight for the transponder. Whilst the shimp was on a crash course, the pair had the first deep conversation. Is this what it's like to be in love? Every time I see her, I just think she's the most beautiful thing.
I think that's love. Yeah.
Shadowkin walked across the beach, collecting many containers and a fish from a basket. A hole appeared, and that caught Shadowheart's interest. Unfortunately for the glory hole, all of the party's lines were taken, so she ignored the request. No! Our heroes came across an injured mindflayer, a disgusting creature that needed to be put out of its misery. Shadowheart bludgeoned it to death with her worn shoes, a chilling disposal method indeed. Zonk and Shadowkin then snuck past a twink with skin so pale like it hadn't seen the light of day for centuries. They soon came across a stash, but it was hidden under a very heavy rock. I don't have enough strength, do you, sweetie?
No, not at all.
Shadowheart had her own stash, complete with a hill giant elixir, giving her the strength to move the rock and reveal something important for the run. Spade. I meant potion and speed. It wasn't the only potion Shadowheart wanted to drink. She downed a potion of flying and used it to skip the most boring encounter in all of Baldur's Gate 3. Shadowheart was spared from the initiative roll, but the same can't be said for Zonk. She enjoyed her freedom by gardening, feeding a fish to the bear for 15 XP, being scared by a wolf, and seeing a tiefling child step on a Lego. Kids these days, you know, just shaking my hand. The pair were fighting their separate battles.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I got hit by a lot of damage. I'm down.
I'm dealing with Nettie's yapping.
You know, because you should have... Not yet.
In the grove, we meet our dealer. Auntie Ethel might be her friend, but nonetheless, she sells the goods. The goods that we're interested in being the strength elixirs, invis potions, and bottles of water. Just put it on my credit card. Our time in the grove was finally finished, and we moved on with our adventure.
I love just rolling in the XP as you just do everything.
Speaking of XP, we used our disguise self for the windmill and gained a level up before moving on to the goblin camp and the shattered sanctum.
One of my viewers has a question for you. Is she shadow cute or shadow feet?
She's shadow cute until long rest, where the shadow feet come out, and I do clean them with my tongue run.
Oh man.
After triggering the artifact cutscene by crossing the bridge, we get withers to show up at the camp. It was time to respec Shadowheart. Okay, I'm gonna change the sorcerer here. So we're gonna go white draconic ancestry, which will boost our cold damage once we hit level 6. Okay, that's my stat allocation. If you don't like it, leave. Twinned and extended will be your meta magics of choice for level 2. At level 3, picking the hold person spell, along with the quickened meta magic. Eager to test out our newly gained power, Shadowheart found the perfect victim. Okay, pray for me.
Oh, she really didn't mind that, huh? Okay, boop.
Do we just have infinite turns?
You should search that corpse.
I actually didn't know you could just hold person her and that she wouldn't fight back or anything.
Heading into Priestess Gunt's private quarters. You know what else I'll learn? Okay, let's try a nice knife. I sure love casting spells. Yep, I learned spellcasting sucks ass, but that's okay, as we solved a puzzle and we're treated to a visual of Shadowheart. Being a priestess of charm, Shadowheart destroyed the moonstone and encountered an angry minotaur. A massive 1 damage, let's go baby. 1 damage might not be much, but with the combined power of fire and ice, Zonk and Shadowcute found their stride. Thus, after this encounter, the pair settled in for the first long rest of the day. You okay, bestie? Do you have a tummy ache?
Yeah, tummy's a little sore, you know. Eat some bad camp supplies.
Even though we cannot take Lizelle in this playthrough, I decided to honor all the fanfictions I've been reading with a version I call a Lizelle at home. The day began with Shadowheart encountering a torch sword. Not paying any attention, this knocked her off her feet and broke her jump action. My jump's broken here. Can you shove me, please, sweetie? Shoving did not work. Maybe getting punched? Critical hit for 1. What the hell?
Yeah, Zonk really put his heart into that.
Alright, how about getting knocked down and getting back up again? Okay, let's see if my jump now works. It didn't work. Okay, just actually kill me and revivify me.
Oh man, the first death. Okay, you gotta stand still. Stop it. Good lord. What the hell?
Oh my god, what the hell? With the ability to jump regained, Shadowheart decided to head to the Arcane Tower, and it was here our heroes decided to split up for efficiency, running past all the turrets and jumping all the way down to the bottom to find a sussy flower. The sussy flower reactivated the lamps, allowing her to collect mushrooms for a very special quest. Before departing the tower, she hugged a robot and sapped all the deactivated turrets for the experience. We met up with Zonk again at the Myconid colony, where we gave Emilium the mushrooms we had just collected for a very interesting drink.
Not a drop left. Very good.
That's me after I drink Shadowheart's boots went.
Ayo?
Giving us our permanent boots for the run, the boots of Stormy Claymore. Whenever we inflict a condition, we also inflict 2 turns of reverberation. What does reverberation do? Well, the affected entity has a -1 to strength, dex, and con saving throws. This is per remaining turn. And when the entity has 5 or more turns of reverberation, they take 1d4 thunder damage and must succeed a DC 10 con saving throw or fall prone. And how do you inflict a condition? The easiest way is through ability drain, a passive illicit power that reduces the target's ability by 1 when we hit an attack. However, as an ice sorcerer, you have many other ways to inflict conditions, for example through chilled, encrusted with ice, and frozen. More on that later. Zonk had an iron ring, which wasn't a problem since Shadowheart was well versed in backpack sorcery.
How would you feel about shopping that caustic band from Dareth?
I do get called a sugar mummy sometimes, so yeah, I guess I can do it for you.
I'm feeling the sugar mommy experience here. Zonk is well taken care of. All he has to do is leave his dogs out. That's a worthy price.
Heading to the Underdark Beach, we find a Dweger who was so impressed with the brand on our hand and shoe collection that he suggested we go on a relaxing cruise across the lake, taking us to Grimforge. In this area, Shadowkey and Misty stepped onto this ledge to grab the shardle to honor her lady and found the protective Sparks Wall. I get a +1 bonus to spell save DC. Also get +1 AC and saving throws as long as I have lightning charges. Amidst all the exploring, the party reached level 4, allowing us to select a fate. We settled on ability score improvement to put 2 points into charisma for 19. Oh, Evelyn, that is an odd number. I know, sweetie, it is an odd number. That's intended for the time being. I bet you can even figure out why. Another spell in the Ice Sorcerer's repertoire is Fray, a spell gained at level 1. It is one of the most powerful spells in all of history and existence because it synergizes well with gravity. Once the enemies hit the ground, they're out cold. So I haven't killed anything in a hot minute and I really need violence to make me happy.
I like the sounds of that. That sounds like a good time.
This is so relaxing. Like sounds to fall asleep to.
Honestly, very gentle screams as they go down.
However, it wasn't all fun and games as Shadowkey made a mistake with a throw spell.
You attacked someone.
Gonna bitch you out here, so see ya.
All right. Ciao.
Abandoning our lovely companion had consequences,
Zonk is dead. He has succumbed to death.
but it's only 200 gold to avoid waiting in turn-based combat, so both Evelyn and Shadowkew consider that a win. How dare the Dweger bring us into turn-based combat? Shadowheart came back to wreak her revenge. It turns out gnomes are also made of experience points. Taking a break from her war crimes, she found her way to Witkeen's Rest, where the Flaming Fist had trouble pushing through a door, but like anything in the world, they were no match for Shadowfaint. She ran to the top floor, freeing a very interesting lady whose first words were music to our ears.
Come!
Freeing this woman gave us a spell sparkler as a quest reward. Whenever we deal damage with a spell or cantrip, we gain 2 lightning charges. With each lightning charge, we gain a +1 to attack rolls and deal an additional 1 lightning damage. At 5 lightning charges, the next time we deal damage, we deal an additional 1d8 lightning damage. So I'm just gonna collect some butter buns for Shadow Cutie here. It was time for the Dway to face off against the first enemy with a legendary action.
Do you know what the shoe strat for Grim is?
Yes, sweetie, so we just stand up here and throw shoes at him. Grim himself is very vulnerable to bludgeoning damage, and throwing objects from such a great height does incredible damage to him. And incredible was the amount of objects thrown.
Better get to it.
With Grim down, the duo were very close to level 5, and with one more dice roll... Oh my god, Shadowkew with the Riz.
Honestly fitting playing a charisma-based character as Shadowkew.
She reached level 5. Usually twin cast haste is really good, but foreshadowing is a literary device. Feeling the confidence with their level up, the pair decided to take on the leaders of the goblin camp. Minthara was up first after missing a hold person spell. Shadowheart drank a speed potion to miss another. Feeling disappointed in herself, she decided to run away, but Isorat in the process for collecting on the way out. Leaving Zonk to fight Minthara, Shadowheart decided to go for a shoe-wearing monster who had a very interesting strategy. Oh my god, the Starians are looping me up. After the clowniest fight, it was finally over. Zonk was still fighting Minthara, so Shadowheart decided to eat a few space gummies at camp, the standard editions being Colder Wing, which explodes enemies below a certain threshold. This being how many gummies with 8, an ability drain. Whenever we hit an attack roll, we inflict a condition on the enemy, making the Stormy Claymore boots synergize with our spells. Being a sorcerer was a hard life, so a long rest was needed. The crew shared some food before hitting the sank, but Shadowheart didn't forget about Astarion. Astarion's a little hungry here. A little bit of a sweet treat, you know? I'm just going on a little detour. Okay, I swear I don't have attention issues. Ragslin, the final goblin leader, was next. Here's my strategy, right? I'm gonna twin cast this Invis spell. And I'm gonna meet you in there, sweetie.
Okay, that's a really good strategy.
Here comes the big bomb. Holy shit. As long as I keep concentration, we're good.
Yeah, please don't lose concentration. Aww.
Okay, that was really red.
Oh, hell yeah. We're so back.
Oh my god. If getting downed wasn't enough, apparently, dancing is the new vicious mockery. Shadowkew, no, how could you? Given a second chance at Ragslin, Shadowkew tried hold person again and again. Okay, got it, Swain. This time, Shield saving her concentration, and the pair went to town.
That's a dead Ragslin. God, hold person is so good.
Shadowkew is so talented.
Yeah.
It was time for a staff upgrade. Shadowheart attacked a petrified drow from the Selûnite outpost, triggering the spectator fight from the high ground for a tactical advantage. The pair worked well together, with Zonk throwing a battle of water on the spectator. I do like the synergy because instead of 8 damage, I can do 16 damage. I called it. 16 damage, I just knew it. Ironically, the petrified drow proved more of a spectacle than the spectator itself. Holy shit, what a game, huh? Alright. But after all that's been said and done, we managed to grab the first part of the staff.
Somebody in my chat said, I think you can Misty Step past the door for the staff piece. I don't know how true that is, but we can give it a whirl if you want.
I, Evelyn Morgana, swear not to break another Larian game again. Never mind. After getting the second part of the staff, it was time to go for the final piece. To get the final piece, we had to face a drow named Gilroy. As laughable as Shadowcute's hit rate was, Gilroy took it a bit too far, making it a laughing matter. It was Shadowheart's turn, and she finally saved from the laughter. Are you f***ing serious? I didn't even get up.
You did not even finish the animation.
Shadowcute Misty stamped and went straight to finishing the drow, who was on 1 HP.
Wow.
I'm just gonna sit in the corner of shame here. Got my ice staff. That was a win. So I have to combine the 3 paths to get it. So I have the Morning Frost. When I deal cold damage, the wielder deals an additional 1 cold damage. Cold damage of a spell, it possibly inflicts chilled upon the target. Chilled is a condition where the affected entity is vulnerable to cold damage and resistant to fire damage. It's going to be a bit of anti-synergy Valjoy.
I'm a big fan of anti-synergy.
Since we were on sort of a drow crusade, Nia was next. You know what they say, gamblers quit before they hit it big.
There you go. That's what you like to see. Man, hold person is so busted.
They do it on us, so we can do it on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the hag was next on the agenda. We only needed a feather fall and enhanced lame to skip her traps.
Did I just land on you? Oh my god.
I was gonna say, I'm like, what? Zonk prepared to fight with a full cloud, and Shadowheart did a magic. So I'm just gonna stand in the fog here on the sink. Shadowcute ate a lot of damage. Okay, this is not good, and even got held. It was looking so bad that Evelyn decided to backseat. I don't want to backseat, but this is what I would do in your shoes.
Yeah, shoot.
I'd throw a water bottle at Marina in Vispont, then just run into that room.
I like that idea. I swear to God, I clicked the cage.
You know, shit happens and it's part of the experience. Feeling defeated, the party went to flame. Our heroes desperately needed a win under their belt, so they took on a Sparta matriarch. A twin cast haste was used preemptively, and Shadowheart destroyed the web bridge under the spider. As cool as the opening round was, Shadowcute lived up to her reputation, with not 1, not 2, but 3 misses in a row. She redeemed herself by critting with a ray of frost, and the spider mama was dumb enough to go in another web, only to fall down and get burnt to a crisp by the fiery Zonk. The lanky Githyanki were next, and we love a hold person gamble. Saf was the priority target, so Shadowcute relied on a hold person again.
Okay, that's what you like to see.
Letting Zonk bypass the ready to parry condition with his firebolt, action surge, and another guaranteed crit firebolt. The Githyanki are not to be underestimated, as one misty step towards Shadowheart's position. With Shadowheart being restrained against her will, our trusty companion pulled out the biggest play, which seriously impressed me.
Put her to sleep. Use a speed potion. And then hit her and she dies.
Amazing. Shadowheart got bullied by the Githyanki. I can't say she's fond of shock play or rough play, but my god did they focus her. The Weaver's tax was paid, some butter buns consumed, and it was time for another attempt. Shadowheart cast hold person. Ahem. It was pretty committal, as she used all her move speed to get to this Githyanki.
Oh, the prayers did not work.
Shadowheart was the target of the enemy AI, as she had the lowest AC. However, whilst in her down state, Zonk mastered the art of the bonk. Have a good sleep, sweetie, and the crew headed off to do some hyena hunting for a potion recipe. Shadowheart must have come down sick with a cold, because she was definitely not well enough to hit the easiest rolls of her life. Did you seriously miss on a prone target? I'm just gonna spin this barrel for good luck, yeah. That's okay, the game seems to force a miss only 3 times in a row with her coding. Bruh. I have no words for this, alright? I'm just running. Bye. After fleeing the fine, Shadowcute tried a different strategy this time, with smoke powder bombs and a mage hand. What she didn't see coming was the intelligence of the gnolls, who exploded the bombs prematurely.
Oh man, that was
Okay, I'm fucking running.
what a betrayal.
I've got a very good plan here, alright?
Okay, what's the plan?
Okay, since you're the firecaster, I need a firebolt from you.
Okay, where's the firebolt gone?
Shadowcute went invisible, used a minor illusion, and somehow magically emptied her pockets from 4 smoke powder barrels before Zonk did the honors. But did you know Hold Person worked against Flint? With Flint down, the Joy finally got what they came for. Hyena ears for some singing. Now for the uninitiated viewer on the Morgana Evelyn channel, the rat trading card obsession might be a strange quirk, but to Evelyn it is a matter of utmost importance. It's so important, in fact she will decimate an entire goblin camp, including anyone standing in her way like Aleum. Got a rat, I'm happy now. With a newfound collection of rats, adding to her spell's power. Shutout even surprised Matt and Evelyn. Shit, I actually did some damage.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage too.
That wasn't the only surprise, as throwing water on a chilled enemy makes them frozen and miss their turn. Now that is cold, and after hearing how bad that pun was, the crew decided to leave the area for the mountain pass. But on the way, Shadowheart rocked some goblins. Okay, I swear, there's no more puns. You can unsubscribe if you hear another one. Heading towards a mountain pass, Raphael decided to show up at camp, but Shadowheart wasn't very fond of him.
Well met. I am Raphael.
Okay, he do be kinda polite, but I'm still taking the free food, bestie. Reaching the mountain pass, the first thing on our minds was some retail therapy. Winter's clutches. When the wearer deals cold damage, inflict 2 turns of encrusted with frost upon the targets. Encrusted with frost, when there are 7 or more turns remaining, the entity must succeed a saving throw or take 1 to 4 cold damage and become frozen. On the way to the monastery, the pair bonded with some pretty deep conversations.
We're having a real Withers conversation right here.
The only soul I care about are souls of Shadowfiend. Zonk and Shadowcute were very close to level sync, a breakpoint level for both characters, so they decided to take on the kobolds, which were worth a whopping 75 XP each. Too bad Shadowcute underestimated their numbers. Zonk finished the job, and a level up was obtained, but upon resuscitation, Shadowheart was a bit frozen herself and couldn't move.
Do you want me to kill you?
Just enemy, sweetie.
Oh god, that's a brutal death.
Distractions aside, level 6 is a huge power boost for Shadowkin, as draconic sorcerers get elemental affinity. This adds our charisma modifier to our cold damage. In our case, it's currently +4 with a charisma score of 19. Shadowheart makes her entrance and starts off with some light bondage, which the Githyanki doesn't seem to mind. No, seriously, they didn't even mind at all. Entering the Inquisitor's room, Shadowheart found a beautiful amulet inside of the display case. The necklace of elemental augmentation. When one of your cantrips deal cold damage, we add our spellcasting modifier to the damage dealt. Currently, we have a +4 from elemental affinity and a +4 from this necklace on top of our cold spells. However, that's not the only magic trick Shadowheart can do, as she pulled out the artifact from her ass and disappeared inside of that prism. Hey, at least we got blessed for our troubles. Knowing that the Githyanki aren't up to any good, Shadowcute preemptively twincast haste yet again and entered turn-based mode, using that opportunity to throw a bottle of water on the Inquisitor. Shadowheart opened with a 13, miss, and a 48, proving that level 6 and the amulet did spike our effectiveness. However, as nice as our damage was, taking any damage could break Shadowcute's concentration and end the haste, causing us both to go lethargic and be at the mercy of the Githyanki. Shadowheart cast a Ray of Frost and risked getting hit, just to roll her next attack without disadvantage. She needed all the hit rate she could muster for the Inquisitor.
I'm glad you you came to your senses.
On the way out of the crash, Evelyn experimented with a stealth sorcerer idea and was back to settle the score with a certain auntie. She enlisted the help of a mage hand to free up an action to throw a water. Her first ray of frost did 42 damage, and after she was done with her turn, she took cover in Zonk's darkness arrow, providing safety from the illusions. Fortunately, Shadowkin had been busy purchasing alchemist fires during her adventures, which she was more than happy to pass to our resident firecaster to get rid of the illusions. On her next turn, she hit a 30 and a 41, sending the hag falling flat on the ice. The threshold for Ethel's surrender is 30 HP. So Zonk did a little gentle bonk and the hag hair was acquired. My charisma's 20, I get a +5 onto my rolls. It was time to head towards Act 2 of the game, but is there any better way to end the act than a display of an ice storm exploiting your enemies? Your companion melting the ice you just created, and for you to freeze a water surface again. It was a super cool interaction. Sorry, the pun was seriously not intended. The Shadowghost Lands is a death sentence without a moon lantern, so Shadowheart decided to explore the darkness without one. Although truth be told, she wasn't completely helpless, as she downed her strength elixir, got boosted by enhanced flame, and used Featherfall. Then it was just a race against the Shadowghost to get to Moonrise. When she reached the Toll House, the greater Shadowghost took effect, ticking her for necrotic damage. To give her more reaction time, she entered turn-based mode, where she leapt a great distance and dashed the rest of her movement on her turn. Another turn was all that was needed to reach Moonrise. What's a girl without a jewelry run? Shadowkin picked up the best ring in the game, the Risky Ring. So I get advantage on attack rolls, but receive disadvantage on saving throws, but who cares? And our initiative was lacking. To solve that, she also picked up the Sentinel Shield. The Sentinel Shield gives a +3 to initiative rolls. These items are nice and all, but really, it's time for one of the strongest pieces for our build. In order to obtain this key item, we first had to do a little bit of a prison break. Have you ever wondered what it was like to play with Evelyn?
What I usually try and do is I'll usually just enter turn-based mode, like honestly right here when these two scrying eyes are like stacked on top of each other and nobody else is looking at them, and I'll usually try and just insta-gib them all at once with like a thunder wave or something. But that works too, yeah.
We took advantage of the guard's boredom and distracted him with some pussy, ending up in his downfall.
Happens to the best of us, honestly.
Only the prison warden remained on duty, so to deal with her, we employed the icy cold technique of kidnapping. With the guards out of the way, the duo faced another puzzle, breaking apart the walls.
Immune to cold damage. Uh-oh. Let me at this thing. Let me at this. That's the wrong weapon.
They eventually figured it out. Taking the boat, they arrived at Last Light Inn, meeting a lovely druid. I don't know, I'm just looking at her and thinking, God, I wish she could strangle me with vines or something. Anyways, we reunited Lucrusa with Alfira,
We're two tiefling queens, remember?
who rewarded us with the best clothing for our ice cold sorcerer build, the potent robe. Our cantrips deal additional damage equal to our charisma modifier. At the start of each turn, we also gain temporary HP equal to this modifier. Also, +1 AC do be nice. With our ancestry, necklace, and robe, we dip our charisma modifier 3 times for an extra 15 damage with our Ray of Frost cantrip, combined with twin casting, which targets 2 enemies, and quickened, which allows us to cast as a bonus action. We can seriously lay down some damage in the fight. With our newly acquired Drem, Shadowheart decided to put on her Shadow Ears, starting off with Harness for a free moon lantern. Then it was off to visit the Form siblings. Now I find it pretty boring just doing a dice roll to kill a big boss, so it's the tried and true method of a pussy distraction, followed up by the greatest sorcery of all, gravity. Dealing 519 bludgeoning damage. You got 10 to go on. Oh my god.
Oh, I did.
Whoopsies aside, Shadowheart wanted to try out the damage with her newly acquired gear, dealing a 50 and a 54. Not bad indeed. Reaching level 7, we have access to another spell, Ice Storm, a big AoE that will help us control crowds in the upcoming battles. Fizzbolt was next. The first roll was an easy success, but then it happened. As a streamer, you often get interesting things thrown at ya, but this one caught me off guard.
I wanna edge bulge zonk jelk wonk from Black Splooge and Blythe on Shadowfeet.
Sweetie, thank you so much for the super. Also, bestie, what the regardless, nothing is a match for Shadow Riz, as Fizzbolt busted all over the place and game ended himself, leaving just one more form to deal with, the Doctor. But first things first, we had to convince the nurse that let us in. Fortunately, Shadowheart gave off a sick performance.
Oh! Oh!
With a +8 and advantage, I don't think Miss Doctor is safe from the Shadow Res. Yeah, no, see you, bestie. With the forms out of the way, the pair decided to do some fishing to relax, and it was very therapeutic.
This is a fun time. This is a bonding experience right here.
Returning to Moonrise, we opened a door to Balthazar's room, went inside and interacted with the top right bookshelf. Next, we grab a heart off the table, inserting it into this pedestal, unlocking a secret room. In the room was the chest that Shadowheart opened very carefully because it contained the Cold Brim Hat. Cold Rim chill once per turn. Any condition inflicted on a target also applies to 2 turns of Encrusted with Frost. Encrusted with Frost is a condition where the entity has disadvantage on dex saving throws. When there are 7 or more turns remaining, the entity must succeed a con saving throw or take 1 to 4 cold damage and become frozen. Even if they save, they still take half damage. With a newly acquired cool hand, the pair massacred Moonrise from top to bottom, reaching level 8 in the process. This is where Shadowcube picks up the dual wielder feat, allowing her to use both the Morning Frost and Mel's first staff, +1 bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. While we're on the topic of gear, in the northwest corner of Last Light Inn, if you pass the perception tank, you'll find a loose plank next to the bed. In this hidden plank is the snowburst ring. When the wearer does cold damage, they also create a 4.5 meter circle of ice around the target. Whilst we were still at Last Line, we chatted to Isabel, a devoted moon maiden, but my interest was in a different type of moon, so we left the cutscene, only to find the photo markers didn't trigger at all. Yeah, don't get the go of that. There was a big fight ahead, so Shadowcube prepared with some infinite sorcery point shenanigans. Let me know in the comments if you want a video on how to do it. I think it's a bit too complex to explain for the time being. The Shambling Mound, a tough, dangerous enemy with many resistances and scary damage. An honor mode wiper for sure. Can you see this turn order? Let me show you what Ice Storm can do. The Shambling Mound is very resistant to cold damage, so Zonk, our lovely pal, threw a water bottle, using it to get rid of that resistance, and with their teamwork, the Shambling Mound was demolished. There wasn't much left standing in the way of Act 2, so our heroes went inside the Gauntlet of Shah. Shadowheart might have had her memories wiped, but she still remembered the path to open the temple door at least. The duo took the side path, where Shadowheart decided to become a stealth sorcerer, freezing the cloaker from a distance and avoiding turn-based combat, because waiting for a turn is not cool. After bombing and freezing some rats for a growing collection, Shadowkid ignored the lever next to the door. Kinho has a cold statement and preemptively cast haste for the upcoming battle. With twin cast and haste, she fired off 4 rays of frost, denying any attempt of reinforcements for the encounter. It was time to take on Balthazar. I do respect him a bit in honor mode because he can one-shot my glass cannon characters. As a precaution, Zonk bought a speed potion from him, denying him the chance to use it himself. I'm just gonna throw water on the ground here. 52 to open with.
That's really good.
Shadowheart missed the next ray of frost, but made up for it with a massive 65 damage roll, annihilating Balthazar and giving her a well-deserved lie down for her contributions. After cleaning up the rest, the crew took, well, a long rest. One of the hardest fights in Act 2 was coming up, so Shadowheart did some prep. She upcasted Armor of Agathis, did some sorcery point manipulation, twin cast haste, and Zonk was kind enough to throw an invis potion at us. Shadowcube ran in right next to Yu-Gi-Oh, opening with a ray of frost, sending him prone and surprising all of the Americans. The yogurt man has a learn. This means he doesn't get surprised and he gets a first turn. Throwing a cluster of bombs on Shadowheart. On her turn, she used ray of frost, critting for only 13 damage. Whoopsie, should have used some water here. It took another one before Evelyn realized he might have to wet him for me, sweetie.
They got me wet too, which I think is a good thing.
It was also here that Evelyn realized she had forgotten to use the Shade Clinger buff. The buff used to counter and offset the disadvantage on saving throws imposed by the risky ring. Uh-oh, this is a whoopsie. If she loses concentration, the duo will become lethargic and lose their turn plus their 2 AC, which spells disaster. On Yugi's next turn, he hunted Shadowheart, and on Shadowheart's turn, she attacked him, triggering his legendary reaction, which totally missed her, by the way. Now, this broke her concentration, disabling the duo. The Merrigans started throwing the bombs on the ground directly at Shadowheart. No, shit, this is fucked, honestly.
A little help, please.
I hope you can survive, Ariane. I'm praying for you.
Yeah, me too.
With Shadowcube down, Zonk had to survive this many turns. Possibly could rerun here, sweetie.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
It was Yuki's turn, and he marked Zonk and went invisible. Okay, that's good. He didn't attack. He just had to survive this wave. Oh my god.
Fuck.
And that's the story of how I got humbled in honor mode. A thank you and shout out to the Tron, who definitely wasn't being held hostage. Go check out Zonk's human handler, who has a very lovely channel of similar humor and has a dashing personality. Stay tuned for the craziest comeback in all of BGFing. In the next episode, Shadowcute speedruns the Elegant Rome within 2 hours and becomes the most powerful Ice Queen. Will she get her icy revenge, or will the fiery despair of Onamone burn her alive? Thank you for watching, and a massive thank you to my Patreon sweeties. Appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh.